There you go. There's the opening segment. My camera is not showing the correct things. There we go. Now it's showing the correct things. Much better. I'm like, where's the Himalayan salt lamp? Right there. I mean, it's right there. Okay, now you can see the Himalayan salt lamp and the Love Lego and the Twitch glitch sign, which is way behind me. You can see my production studio. There's audio of some kind, I feel. I don't know, but I'm guessing. I got my beautiful... Got my beautiful Swirl Stratocaster. I really like this. They're very rare. They only made these. These are limited FSR Fender Special Run. But I'm not even playing guitar today. It's not guitar day. It is Ken's Piano Lounge later today. Oh, geez, I'm getting all ahead of myself. Let's talk about the stream. Just started streaming pretty much on time. It's a Friday stream. Yeah, can you believe it's the end of the week? But it's the beginning of my streaming week, if you think about it. This is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday string of shows. Imagine putting on 4 8-hour shows in the next 4 days and not even worry about it. You know what I mean? Not even concerned about what I'll be doing for those 8 hours, because the shows write themselves. Well, actually, I have a bank. There's a writer's room back there. They're feeding me sheets. I put them. They're below. They're below down here, so I'm just reading. No, there's. You know what I mean? It's just the same old thing. There's going to be me flying around a Microsoft Flight Simulator. 2024. I've got the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller here. My co-pilot today is this glass of Diet Coke. And every day, freshly poured into an icy glass with condensation. Boy, it's a little dim here today. We got cloudy, it's rainy weather. It's kind of unusual. Yay, Diet Coke. Yay. Yeah, I admit it's a little... It's just a little indulgence. It's an indulgence. It's a whim. It's an indulgence. All right. After the flying around, maybe 45 minutes, 55, maybe an hour if I'm having a good time. After that shall come the Big Brain Games. That's me playing the Wordle. Not the Wordle. I already did that. The Quirtle, the Revealed, the Reunion, the Tightrope Trivia, the Connection. Not quite in that order. The Connections and the Octortle. It's just... is what it is. Hey, I might even add, we got some, there's new games coming in, daily games. There's the Loop and this Spangram thing that they call, I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty good. I've been playing them, but not online, because I want to make sure I get good at any of these games before I try to do them on the in the Big Brain Game segment. After the Big Brain segment, there's going to be a short break where I play my mid-roll, and after the during which I will be frantically setting up my piano, because I can drag it over there, slam it down here, plug it in, plug the pedal in, plug the inputs in, the outputs, excuse me. Go over there. You see that piece of paper I'm pointing out right there? That's my list of songs. It's around here somewhere. There. It's that's the song list, which is pretty important because I haven't memorized the songs that I've memorized. You see what I mean? Because I've memorized all the songs, just not what the song. It's kind of strange that way. I mean, I could definitely play a few songs without looking at that piece of paper, but I can't play them in that order and kind of in the quality I'd like to. All right, and that's going to be a stream. I don't think I'll do Lego today or anything. I am backed up on the Lego, and then I have one more kit to build, the Star Wars Smart Kit to build. And that should be a lot of fun. But I'm going to take a little break from the old Legoing. But let's see, what time is it? I've talked long enough. People are like, where's the flying around? Where's the flying around? Where are we going to go? I don't even know. I do not know where we're going to go. Or what kind of plane I'm going to fly around in. But we'll decide that pretty much now. You know, I've been talking about, oh yeah, we've been talking about, what were we talking about the other way? Easter Island is always fun. Easter Island, we haven't done that in a while. And it was suggested, but what kind of aircraft amendo would we want to fly around in? You know, maybe we should just fly around the UFO, Easter Island, for a while. I kind of forgot how to fly it. I'm going to have to figure that one out again. Let's see. That one's kind of fun. What's a good one that's always I enjoy doing? I do always like flying this F4 F4. Has been a while. If we configure that, we pick some liveries. Yeah, it's got these folding wings. Let's do Heatherly Foster. I don't know if we've done that one. Looks nice and dark. Okay. So now the next thing we need to do is find, and this may be the tricky part. I wonder if Easter Island is under, or, like Rapa Nui. Easter, is there Easter anything? Easter Field, or is it under, I mean, it's, the island's Rapa Nui, right? But, yeah, that's also, all right, this, give me a second. I bet I could find it. I mean, you know, it's out here somewhere, right? I mean, well, that's the Galapagos. Easter Island is kind of more isolated, like down in here somewhere. So I have to figure this out. Give me a second or two. I bet I can find it. I know we found it before. You can't just like fly over there. But I can figure it out if I bring up my Google Maps. I'm pretty sure. Although, we'll see. Maybe not. I'm sure there is an airport code. Yeah, okay. It's off the coast of Chile, right? Okay, yeah, no, it's okay. So it's down. It's going to be down here, right? Like around here somewhere. But I don't know if it's going to show up until we get pretty close to it, right? Okay, so if I can figure out what the airport, there is an airport on there, right? I believe. Let's see. I know we've done this before. Yeah, here's the airport. RHQH? Can I search for that? No. All right. I guess, oh, by the way, these don't show up until you've been near there or something like that. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, see, there definitely is an airport there. Oh, wait a minute. It's IPC, that can't be it. Right? No. There's a bunch of IPC, that can't be it. Yeah, this might be tricky to find. It's called Mataveri Airport. I wonder if that's in the game. International Airport. Yeah, okay, it's right here. I think if I'd figured out it was SCIP, I could have figured it out. All right, we're here. Look, it wasn't that hard. Okay, it's a little late in the day there. Let's actually we'll leave it live. I think it's the normal time, right? It's like morning even. I think it might be the same time zone. All right, we're gonna cold start this puppy. Military cargo, close enough. It's actually a fairly big airport. But let's see if we can start this guy up and fly around Rapa Nui. Now this is the island with all of the stone heads, as you know, the giant stone heads, the moai, most of which are buried under the ground. There's thousands of those. Apparently there was, and they're like 800 years old or something. There was a big religion. And okay, look how cool this plane is. It's all folded up. It's designed for carrier operations. We're gonna have to figure out how to unfold the wings because it ain't gonna fly like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get in here. I have a feeling it's electric. It's in some of these planes it's manual, but it's effectively automated. But we have to figure out just kind of turn. If I remember correctly, like the main power. Main power is over here. Master battery. Let's see. Don't start the engine quite yet. Where were the? I think around here. Drop tank. Where with these? Some of these switches here is gonna do the signal flare, drop tank, wings. I don't know if they'll. Okay, yeah. As long as the master, it's like electrical or whatever. So as long as the master battery is on, you can unfold the wings and they lock and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You can kind of hear them clank in there. All right, now we should be able to find out where the fuel is. Okay, so mixture open. Here, oh yeah, this one. Fuel selector. What are our choices? Main. Let's try main. Throttle to cracked. What do we need here? It's been a while since I started this up. Okay, that's smoke. Cool. Gun sight we don't need. Tail hook, we're not going to need. Canopy, can we open the canopy? I think we can open the canopy, right? Or is he going to kick us out? Yeah, okay, good. All right, so now I believe we can start the engine. Oh, yeah, what's this here? Cowl flaps going to open them. And for takeoff. Okay, then we have start engine. And I got to hold it. All right, uh-oh. I think I missed something. I think I have the, what, magnetos? Where are the magnetos? Oh, I under-primed it, for one thing. I don't know if that matters, but I also think I got to turn the magnetos on. And that's separate. They're not there. Where is the magnetos going to be? If I remember correctly, it's not here. It's not there. Normally it actually would be up here, right? Or somewhere around here. Windshield device. Okay, that's fine. I just want to see, did I miss a magneto control? I bet I did, but now I don't know where it is. Right, open it up a little bit more. Mixture is good. Maybe we're just under primed. Alright, almost, is it like up there? I'm convinced there is a magneto. Is it behind it? If I hide the stick. That's not, that's a G meter. Alright, let's just prime it. Okay, ready. And see if that does anything. Because it should catch. Right, it's not saving to catch. But I think, let's see, landing lights. Generator breaker. Drop tank. Yeah, it's got to be magnetos. Alright, I will figure this out. Gear lowered. It's been a while. And okay, got fuel. Rudder. Fuel. Oh, I wonder if you have to take off from that a different thing. These are good. Vibration effects. Okay, rudder tab. Let's see if anything here looks like a magneto. All right, let me check that. See if there's a checklist here. Aircraft checklist. I just want to see. Drop tank, battery. Okay, before starting engine, fuel selector, emergency. Oh wait, did I not turn the fuel pumps on? So maybe the fuel pump has to be on. Oh yeah, magnetos. Where are they? There they are. I must have looked at these 500 times. All right, we're ready to start the engine. Okay. Primed. Starter right up. It's gonna start right up. It's you need those magnetos. Interesting. I wonder if I messed it up. Magnetos are on both. Throttle is there. Mixture is open. Main tank. It's starting to be funny. Use both. Oops. Prime the engine. If I can't get it this time, we're gonna have to control E it. I mean, it's definitely spinning. It just caught for no good reason. Boy, it puts out a lot of smoke. I told you we could do it. I had zero confidence, but that's how it is. You never know until you know. Anyway, it's cool looking. A lot of smoke. You gotta. All right, fine. Look. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna fly around Easter Island. Past school. Okay. I don't care. It's parked straight up. Yeah, this plane's loud. We're gonna close this camping. Oops, wrong way.
Taxi for takeoff. Departing straight out.
Kent 9er. Taxi to and hold short of runway 10 using taxiway Delta. Contact tower on 118.1.
I hope we don't need a pushback. Oh yeah, I'm not getting turning. Oh, that happens in this plane. Yeah, it doesn't turn. All right. Oof. We're going to have to do this a different way. Why won't this plane turn? I forgot, but I think there's something about the you have to turn on nozzle stir or something like that. It's fucked up, man. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if it'll turn at all, even on the ground. We'll have to see. With this setup's going to put us right at the end of the runway, so we won't have to turn. Unless it's about to crash, I think. Wow, we're having bad luck. No, it's not crashing. Okay. Flaps up. We're ready for departure. This is what it looks like from in here. All the switches look good. Where are we? Okay, we're in the main tank. Very good. All right, all looks good. Okay, cockpit's closed. But you can see I can turn that, but it's really designed. I mean, the actual plane doesn't turn unless you have used differential braking, and we don't have the ability to do that. Well, this is fine. Okay, you gotta maintain the runway. As we get some speed, the tail comes up. That's good. It's a tail driver. And then we get to about there, we can fly. Looks like a pretty day. Gear will come up. It's slowly kind of cranking itself in. Pretty airline. There's animals. There's radar domes. There's like animals near the runway. Okay, lose power. So yeah, they've done a lot of improvement work on this island on this ride. But it's a big island, and Moai, the statues are spread all around. Some are facing the ocean, some are facing weird ways. They're always in groups, usually. And then there's this one hill that's just loaded with them. All right, let's see if we can get this a little quiet right. That there. It's not just there. Whoop. Well, flight. But anywhere where there's a hillside, you gotta watch out. They're huge, but they're small compared to the trees and things like that. We'll see them. They're easy to find. Islands, this part of the island, I think, the other side, millions of women. They're down there, like, man. This is like a really cool ancient volcanic crater. Do you think this is where they go along? I think there are on the other side. No, we'll find out. It's a pretty day to fly around. I think there's some over here. I think this is kind of one of the major towns. Oh no, this is literally where we just took off and we just flew around this section. Okay. And you can see resorts. I think it's like a hotel. It's low. So that's the airport. Definitely, it's has a lot of jet traffic. Tourism. It looks pretty nicely laid out. Very, very light. We've got a very light nose here. I'm trying to make this a trim. Pretty. Alright, let's find some of those things. Don't worry, there's plenty. There's still a lot. And there's definitely places you go where, there's drive is effectively like a parking area. We've got to stay low because they aren't huge. I mean, they're bigger than a house, but not that much. They're still huge. Pretty area here. Sometimes you'll see one on its own, but usually there's groups of them. That's a tree. Big island. It's not huge, but you can definitely see the size of it. We can definitely circumnavigate it. I don't know. I think there are supposed to be around here, so I'm not sure what's going on. Any kind of auto issue. We'll see. If I don't see any, it'll be like, yeah, we got messed up. It did as bad. There's some kind of creatures down there. What are these creatures, by the way? These guys. Is it sheep? Let's find out. I just want to see what specifically they are. So, cows. Okay. Cows. Not sheep. Alright, get back in the plane. I just want to see. Mo, please do not use your claws on the chair. You'll break it. It likes to scratch the leather of the chair, and it absolutely destroys it like that. You destroy this whole chair in 2 seconds. I'm trying to ask you nicely not to. Okay, so far 0 moai, which is kind of weird because I thought we were seeing a few by now. I think they are close to, I don't, not there, actually, there are a bunch of that are inland. So we'll have to see. But there's a place, I know, remember a place where there's just like a hillside that's covered with them. And I thought it was, I don't know what it was. This is just the complete wrong island. It isn't. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the other island that has the notes. Well, that's not another island. This is the same island. Okay. It's a very isolated island. It's not one of their other islands. It's not like a chain. So it can be different. Little critters down there. I think there might be some over there. Yeah, it's kind of unusual. Or I just don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's this part of the island, the southeast part of the island. The eastern part. I don't know. But again, yeah, if we don't stay real nice and low, we could easily miss it. Apparently there was a lot more trees, but the civilization that built the Moai used them all for civilization. And that's what killed the civilization. They ran out of trees. Alright, I officially think there is no Moai, and it's a game error. It's not loading, or I'm on the wrong place entirely. Well, let's fly around. It's a nice flight. Somewhere to land if we need to. I mean, it's a pretty day. And it's not like they're seasonal. You know, I was here. I might have been here in 2020 last time. Maybe they're only in 2020. This is 2023. And I think we were already at this hill. Which is where I thought they mostly were. You can't see them. But I remember there was like a stand of them by the ocean. And several of them. And they were quite visible. From even medium altitude. I don't see any of those. We may have already flown all the way around the island. I thought they were all around here. So yeah, maybe I'm on the complete wrong island. The national park is according to us on the north side, which is the other side. But we flew over it, I see that. I mean, there's thousands of them, so we should see a lot. There's literally thousands. And they're clustered in groups of 8 or 9 or 10 or 20. We don't see them down here in this area here. Not, and for some reason they're not on the map. It's kind of disappointing. And again, it's not just like little things. There are a few isolated ones sitting in the middle of nowhere. There's also groups of them that are kind of really in like a little area that's set aside for them. Okay, these are the first ones we've seen. I know we're in the right island. but I know there's a lot more than that. This is what we're talking about. At least I know we're on the right island, and this is so. Oh yeah, these guys are facing all away from the ocean, and there's one of the guys that has a hat. These are based on a real, imagery of this particular location. So you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 exactly, and it's on this little base, where and they're not completely buried, but they're partially buried because they're not thinking they don't have arms. They just have these weird faces, but there's thousands of them. But now at least I'm happy to know I'm in the right general place. I just don't. There's supposed to be a lot more. Maybe we're just not. I'm just not seeing. I'm just not low enough. And I think there's maybe there are some individual ones. You can see, yeah, they're not that huge. It's not really. But there's at least 10 of those groupings. Some of them are inland though. We'll keep flying around. I think we'll see some more. I must have just gotten unlucky because I know there's a ton of them. It's not flying the way over. It might be mostly inland. See, I say there's a lot of trees, but this island used to be covered with trees, and it's mostly open area. And these are the new trees that grew after the civilization that built in Hawaii collapsed. Black trees. And they weren't ecologically sound. This is up here. All right. So the national park is kind of on the north side. I think that's where the most of them are. It's a nice plane. The only thing it won't do is steer on the ground, which I remember. Now that I've flown it a couple times, I remember that. If you have the right kind of rudder pedals, you can steer it because you have two different braking systems, one for the left wheel and one for the right wheel. And it's very accurate. That's how this goes. That's how it's steered. There's maybe this is the national park. This is where I think this one. Yeah, I think it's not showing up for some reason. It's only showing up. But it could also be that we're too high up. There were some. This is definitely the right island. That's the only place on Earth that has those statues. But I know there's a whole bunch of groupings in there. And that's the only one we found. But it would be, they need to get back that way. Real sense of flying around an island. It is one of the most isolated islands. And this is kind of where we started. It's the end of the map. Yeah, this is not what I remember when last time we went searching for Moai. It was not that hard. I mean, all we said was that we're going to grouping. Interesting. I'll have to figure out what. There's always something weird going on in this game. But remember, there's 2 flight simulators. Oh, I wanted to go to Easter Island because you mentioned it. So I was searching for the looking for the Moai. This is Easter Island, but it doesn't have as many Moai as I thought it's supposed to have. Because last time I remember leaving a whole bunch. All I found was this one stand of 15 of them. So I know I'm in the right island. It's definitely the right place. This is the town area. I mean, you got to be pretty low. But I don't think they're all being represented here. Just some of them. I remember there's some out of town. And it's a beautiful day to fly. Also, don't be sorry for being late. It's really not used to. You're like a wizard. You always show up when you're supposed to. A wizard always comes when they're supposed to come. They're not early or late. Yeah, alright, I'm flying over the same area. I want to land this plane. Yeah, I remember a bunch of areas in Moai. I found one area. That's it. And I've been like really combing this island. So, but again, I wonder if it's the difference between 2020 and 24 because it could have been that long ago. Let's start cranking down my oh, and plus, I just got some, ooh, you know what we just did, though? We just got points of interest. And maybe that will point out, yeah, okay. Okay, now that we have points of interest, maybe that will show us exactly where to go. There's a point of interest here that I didn't see, that one there. They just appeared. But, so what does this say here? Yeah, it says Moai Station, so I know there's a bunch here. It's in the inland area. But again, without these points of interest, you're not going to find them. And there's one there around the big places. But they're all over. Yeah. We saw a stand that had 15 of them. But they're not that huge. But yeah, oh yeah. So you can see, like, if you were really sharp-eyed and really low, here's a stand of another 7 of them. I like looking at them because they are all unique in the game. They're all modeled after the real ones, and they're all kind of a little different. As you get closer, we got a level of detail increase. But they're all basically the same. So there's 7 there. We saw 15 on the other side. All right, back in plane. And I'm guessing there's some other markers now that we might be able to see that easily. Because yeah, I remember there's a bunch of them, and I don't think they're all marked like that. There's that group over there, and that's where we were, I think. And another group over there. Okay. Well, at least now they're marked. It's a lot easier to find them. Yeah, it says Moai Station, so the place where you'll see. There's a bunch of them. I guess there's only 3 or 4, but I remember in 2024 you can see a lot of them separately, just in kind of one individual ones. All right, let's land. I'm already over it. It's a beautiful day, but I'm gonna land. I do enjoy the landing. It's a challenge, and the airport's there. We should probably take off, probably land the same direction. So come in from the ocean, kind of this way, to the east of it. Or I guess west of it, that way. Yeah, me too. You see though, you can see though, I was flying around for about 30 minutes with no point of interest markers, and then they just randomly decided to appear. And yeah, I don't know what it's about. It must be something to do with my setup, or streaming at the same time causes it to have problems. But I've never seen them not appear when I'm not streaming, so I'm like 96% sure it's related to streaming. But what can I do? Because I got to stream. I'm not, you know, and I do play when I'm not streaming. If I remember correctly, yes, I've always seen them. Except when I'm not streaming. And then occasionally, you know, I will. Occasionally they're just always there. But yeah, they do this weird thing where they don't appear until very late or not at all. Alright, let's go and use this here. Plan our little landing here. Okay, so see there's the runway. Oh good, see it shows where we're gonna hit this nav point here. How's our brain doing? It's good. Eventually I did get it started up. The issue is just that you can't maneuver on the ground. It's a great plane except for that one kind of a flaw. I will show after we land, I won't be able to taxi off. It's just going to go straight. And again, it's a realistic thing. To actually turn the plane, you need to have separate rudder pedals that have separate brakes. So you can brake one wheel and leave the other one free spinning, and then it will turn. You know, so if you brake the left wheel, you'll turn left. If you brake the right wheel, it turns right. But you can't do that with just a brake key that brakes both wheels. You can brake, but you can't turn. And then this turns the rudder, but it doesn't do anything differential braking. Some planes do effectively implement it differently, like with the steerable rear wheel. But I mean, which it is, but that doesn't do it. All right. Do I need to put flaps down for landing? Actually, flaps. There's no flaps, right? I just want to slow down a bit. Now the gear wants to come out now. It's kind of flop over there. I don't think flaps will come. I don't think those flaps. I think it's like smoke or something. I guess it doesn't have flaps. It doesn't hurt. We have a decent approach vector. Speed looks okay. Yeah, I wonder if maybe I should ask Rob. Maybe other people have, I mean, because it's good at looking through foreign messages effectively. I'm trying to find if other people have the same problem. But it's not like there's a setting to turn on. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. In case you're new here, I like to stream 5 times a week. Every day except for Tuesday and Thursday. And we do Flight Simulator. Some big brain games are coming up, and then we're going to do the music stuff. Hi, thanks for coming by. I've been streaming for quite a while too, and it's not going to change. All right, strap in, everybody. Put your trays in upright position. We're back to 0 trim. That's what it looks like from here. You're going to do that. That really helps you. We're going to move to the right of the runway. We're going to move to the left here. It's a nice long runway. It's for jets. I'm very good today, by the way. It's a Friday. It's a lovely Friday. I'm looking at my email. I started looking at my email because technically I'm working from home. But I'm taking a little break to do some streaming as usual on Friday. And having a good time. I just find it relaxing to fly a little bit, especially the takes off, you know, cold starting plane, taking off, flying around. Stay nice and low, look at the scenery. Okay, we got a decent glide slope. We got one red and 2 reds. We're a little lower. Speed's a little fast. What's our speed? 119 knots. Start reducing power because you're going fast. I'm going to stay in the cockpit here. I'm about to stall out. gotta be careful when you're braking, because you're braking, it will tend to. Don't try to do that. Can't brake that quickly. Okay, engine's at idle. Yeah, any attempt to brake quicker than that, and also and just barely steer because I'm going fast enough that I'm getting. But once you slow down and you don't get any air, it stops. Basically, stops steering. I guess you can steer a little bit if you kind of have some momentum. What was I complaining about? I said I couldn't steer. It kind of steers. I don't know how realistic that is. All right, so this is off. We're gonna have to open the canopy. It's gonna get loud in here. It's a loud engine. I guess there are flaps, but they don't come out. That one kind of turned. I do plan it well in advance. Okay, that's a little bit okay. It's very unpredictable. It's very hard to maneuver. Let me just put it that way. Basically, you can turn as long as you're braking a little bit. Again, what you really need is differential braking. But if you're not braking, you won't turn at all. It's a little like a water ski, where if you're not, you don't give it power. This is about as good as I can get it. And that once it's hard right. I don't want to fight this plane. It's fun, but okay, engine off. Okay, generator, master battery will turn off magnetos, which we found last time. Turn off the mixture. That's how you actually mixture. There you go. And fuel to off. And then we have all these switches. If we turn the master battery on, I bet I can fold the right. We can fold the wings, which is cool because it's electrically powered. So the wings fold for carrier operations. So you can pack a lot of these on a carrier. It was designed, in fact, it also has a tail hook, which you kind of can see back there. I wonder if you operate the tail hook. It was a mechanical device. You can't really, you can see kind of back there behind the wheel, behind the rear wheel there. That would have been the tail hook. But it's tricky. I've done it, but it's very tricky to do carrier landings. I have a carrier that's got arrestor hooks. I have the add-on package that has that. All right, but you know what? I've flown around enough for today. I don't like to push it. There's always tomorrow for more flying. Where we go, I don't know. Someplace interesting, hopefully. In an interesting plane. They're all interesting. They'll have their own weird little quirks. But I got lots more streaming to do. We're going to stream for like another hour and a half or so, at least an hour. Moving into the just chatting category for the Big Brain Games. If you're here and you're familiar with the games and you want to help out, at least some of them you can help with. Others go quickly enough that it's very unlikely. So you're basically just watching. I don't understand the appeal, but that's fine. It's just, again, I when I stream, I just do stuff that I would normally do on a day, and I just put it on the stream. All right, I'm quitting out of Flight Simulator. We just add it to the show. All right. Oh, it quit. Nice. All right. So now I'm going to start loading up the first Big Brain game, which is the Quordle. It's kind of a warm-up game. Now, it's a lot like the Wordle, which I do every morning. Got in 4 today. It was a tricky word. But you got to solve 4 5-letter words at the same time. I use my same starting words. By the way, Diet Coke. Cheers, everyone. And, of course, today's musical segment, as it says on the title, is Ken's Piano Lounge. Okay, well, a couple things. Upper left word could be puppy. P-U something something. What else could it be? Because we don't, one of an L can't be pulpy. It could be puffy with F's. P-U-F-F-Y. All right, let's wait a second. T-R-A something E. What could that be? Could be trade. Because we have D available. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So I think the upper right one kind of has to be trade, right? Yes, and that gives us the D, which we needed here. Lower left, now we know it's brand and not brawn. And now, let's see. We haven't used the F yet, so we don't know. But we have some extra guesses. Let's see what this one here could be. This one has C and N and O only. But what could it be? It doesn't start with the C or the N. So what could it be? Could be knock. K-N-O-C-K. I mean, it could be. All right, so we don't know if this word is puppy or puffy, so we're just going to try puffy. It could be puppy. Yeah, I think it's puppy. But we have an extra guess. Actually, we have 2 extra guesses. So that's a win. That's what you call. Well, that's just one game. That's the first game. That's, you know, and that's kind of what I call a warm-up game. This next game is the... what is it? The Revealed. By the way, I've been playing the loop and mentioned there, and it's kind of fun. But let's do the Revealed. Okay, the Revealed is a person with a single name, and it's very long, like Michelangelo, kind of a long length name. Looks like we've got 3, 6, 9, 12 characters in the name. All right, the name of this person with a long name, single name, born March 6th, something, something, blah, 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 died February 18th. I don't know that, something, something, was and blank, 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 who exerted an unparalleled blank on the development of blank, blank. Although the blank on the blank of the blank are probably the best blank of his blank. The blank thought of himself primarily as a blank. Okay, so that doesn't fit, right? Michelangelo doesn't quite fit. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm spelling that wrong. Hold on a second. I don't know how to spell Michelangelo for sure, right? No, I didn't spell it right. Let me try spelling it right. Because it does have the correct number of... so I basically got this one immediately. I mean, based on kind of the number of letters in the word, a single word name, somebody famous. I didn't need any of these things here. I didn't cheat, except I didn't know exactly how to spell his name. So I did slightly cheated. I mean, that's compared to my other cheats, that's not even a cheat. All right, so the Revealed was pretty easy today. Here, let's see how other people did. Other players needed a fairly large number of reveals and or hints to come up with Michelangelo, which I kind of get, but we didn't. I didn't, at least. So that's another brain game. The big brain game is down. Two wins so far. The next one I like to do in the order is the Tightrope Trivia. This is a game which goes really quickly. It's a timed trivia quiz. 9 questions, multiple choice. As soon as I hit that play button, the timer starts, and the time, how fast you get it, is the biggest part of your score. So getting them right is only like half the deal. You also have to get them right and fast. Let's see how we do today. They've been pretty hard. Friday's a harder one. The metal tray is rectangular shape. Isn't that Chicago? No, it was Detroit. Oh, that makes more sense too. Auto factories. I gotta read the clues better. I didn't know that though. I have no idea. I had never heard of that. Never heard of any of those, so geez, good guess, I guess. And one is unnecessary. Those. See how well we do. You can't let one wrong one put you on a tilt. To the face, maturity pants, velour tracksuit. Was it juicy? I guess that's another good guess. Total guess. The name what noisy bird is this? It's a cuckoo. It's a. Isn't it a cockatoo? Of those, oof, I guess it is. As a matter of fact, did you say something to me? Cat said meow. I want to be your man. Stones. Okay, another guess. These are hard. Which country is the Masters? That's the Philippines. Some of them are easy. I mean, easier. I mean, it's like trivia, you know, some you don't know, some others. Charlie Chaplin, by the way. You kind of have to know Charlie Chaplin's story. He was a communist sympathizer, but it was fashionable back then. She's not a comet or star. First discovered with the help of a telescope. Uranus? Yeah, because the others can be seen a little more easily. Uranus. Sorry, Uranus. I said it wrong. Okay, well, that's a successful cross. We did miss one. I like to get 2,000 points, but I think we were also kind of slow. I was also kind of slow. So my 2,000 point, not even close. Still, tightrope boss, and they've been getting harder. I could have got that first one right if I'd read it a little more carefully, I think. All right, so we're moving on from the trivia quiz, we do every time, to the reunion, which is like a crossword puzzle. Now, if you're watching this at home, you notice there is a grid of 5 and 7 letter, 5 across, 7 down. There's a hedgehog, there's a fox. It's kind of tricky. Let me just tell you real briefly how the rules go. If the letter is green, it's in its final position. You can't move it. If it's yellow, it needs to move to go to where it needs to be, but it's going to stay on the row or column that it's on. And if it's white, it needs to move off the row and column it's on. So you get effectively 3 kinds of clues. Let's see. We have a word here, blank O blank ER. Now, the E and the I aren't there. But something else could be there. Could be lover, Lover, because we have a V and an L. Should we guess it is? Or it could be cover, Cover. This E is probably certainly not on this row. I kind of think the E has to go there. Okay, it didn't have to go there. But yeah, if you see any words here, you can type them in chat, and I might be able to read them in chat and go, I wonder if that's a word. We got a lot of interesting. I'm just going to get on the. Got a lot of S's to place. This S almost certainly has to be here, and then I think this word's going to be swill, right? Oh no, it could be swirl. No, the R's aren't available. There is an L available. So it's going to be swill. Okay, that's good. We're making a little bit of progress here. And then this G has to stay there. And I don't think it goes there. My feeling this L has to go near this other L. But can't go next to this R. It has to go there. That's just kind of a good guess. But you kind of know things about words. Let's see. It still could be like love. It couldn't be lover because we've used the L's, but it could be. Yeah, it can't be cover either. Okay, this is interesting. By the way, the object of this game is to solve it, have them all green in 17 moves or less. Mo, what are you trying to say to me? He's trying to give me hints, but he's not telling me what they are. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? This O and the C both have to stay on the column. The C and the O, they stay there. Could the C go there? In which case it'd be OCER. And I don't think of any words that OCER that we can make. So I don't think the C can go where the fox is. It could either where the air at the end. There is a K, and I like the idea of ICK down there. All right, let's just try it. Yeah. See, now that was really good because we got the O and the I turn green, or the O and the C turn green. The I was already green, and it almost certainly has to end in a K because there's no H. That would be the other thing that could possibly end in. So let's try it. It wasn't a K. Okay. Could it be ended in something else? Well, it was a guess. I should never guess. Let's see. Not K. Where is that K going to go then? I guess it's going to have to be an E. And then this word's going to be invoice. Thank you. Almost got that. Yeah, because I should have put this V here earlier when I thought it was either cover or lover. Not that it is. But it's going to have to be something. It could be mover, right? That's what it has to be. And now we're getting there. I just don't know where this K is going to go. Okay, we got invoice. I'm wondering whether the G, it's either GNMAS or something ING. It has to be ING. I'm kind of wondering whether the word is going to be suing, S-U-I-N-G. No, it can't be suing. Oh, unmask. That makes sense. And then to be using up on the top. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. I think yeah. Thank you. You're always, I really appreciate helping out. So unmask gives us the K, where the O and the A is going to be, I think, the bad, because there's no one, that's it. So it's going to be, gorilla on the right. So G, I, and then A, and that gives us era. 18 moves. I made a bad move at the beginning. Again, it was a guess, but that's not too bad. Other players needed. That's 27.2 is if you are experienced. That means it was a kind of a hard one. For example, having SW, but especially having a K in there. It's not like, if there's a Q in there, at least it's going to be near a U, and that gives you kind of hints and clues. But I always like to admire it. And also how the fox and the hedgehogs are reunited and are having a good time, I guess. All right, so we did the reunited, we did the reunion, we did the revealed, we did the tightrope, we did the quarrel, and in the game hierarchy, that means the New York Times connections on a daily basis. We got a 19. Actually, I've been playing for a long time. That's just my account login. All right. So for the New York Times connections, they give us 16 words or short phrases, and we have to figure out what the affinity is by creating the 4 affinity groups. Watch out! There's misdirection and wordplay and play. By which I mean, often there's a 5th affinity group which is fake, which we get. It's often sometimes it's the most obvious one, and there's wordplay like homonyms, antonyms, precedent words, antecedent words. Lots of stuff. All right, let's read these off and see if something hits out at us immediately. Okay, you're at Gonzo, which could be a Muppet. Nutty, Carolina Reaper, Jack in the Box, Sonic, fast food places, Firm, Toaster, Chipotle. I bet that's the fake one though. Bell Pepper, Ejector Seat, Swiss, Blue, Pop-Up Book, Genie, Holy, and Pepperoncino. So some of these definitely, these are bell pepper, pepperoncino, and I believe Carolina Reaper, temperatures, I think blue. That's the other thing. Things that pop up or pop out something. Jack in the Box, a toaster, and the ejector seat. That really, it could be the fake one, but I also agree. That seems like the most obvious one because something pops out of those. So let's try it, which is good because you were going to think it was Jack in the Box. The fake one would have been Jack in the Box, Sonic, Chipotle, and what would be the other one? Say, I'm not sure if there's a 4th fast food firm. Okay, Sonic. Let's see, Firm, Gonzo, but that was good. That was the easy one though. Chipotle. Oh, Chipotle is a kind of pepper too, right? It's not just a fast food place. So bell pepper, these are all types of peppers, I believe, right? Let's try it. Yeah, they're types of peppers. Chipotle, you think of it as a restaurant, but it's named after a kind of pepper. All right. Okay, Sonic, Nutty, Swiss, Blue, Firm, Genie, Holy, and Gonzo. This still seems like it could be cheeses because Swiss, Blue, well, actually, no, we're losing. Those are only the two cheeses, right? But it could be, yeah. Gonzo, Nutty, yeah. Holy, Sonic Boom, no. Supersonic, I don't see that one being anything. Sonic is, Sonic the video game character. What do you guys think? Is Sonic a video game character? Sonic Blue and Gonzo are all characters. Oh yeah, I think Sonic Blue and Gonzo and the Genie for Aladdin are all blue characters. They're blue. Blue characters. I got it right. I'm so happy. Today is a perfect score. Now, they're all blue characters. Blue, Genie, Gonzo, and Sonic. You have to kind of think of what those characters are because the Genie in Aladdin is blue. They're not talking about any old Genie. They're talking about the Genie from the movie Aladdin. He was super blue. Gonzo, you have to think a few times. Is he blue? He is. He's a dark blue color, kind of. He's kind of blue grayish, And Blue is a character from Bluey, right, or whatever. Okay, so now we have Firm, Nutty, Holy, and Swiss. I don't know. If it's not cheese, right? It's the characteristics of Swiss cheese, right? I guess descriptors for Swiss cheese. So I was correct. That is the affinity group. Having Swiss be a descriptor for Swiss cheese. And also, oh yeah, bring me the nutty cheese. The nutty cheese? Yeah, the nutty cheese. The Swiss cheese. That doesn't go down for me. All right, we got one more game, but it's not going to be as trust me, it's just a game. It's the Octurtle. It's not controversial or anything. I'm going to do the hard. They come up with a bunch of these every day, but I'm going to do the hardest one, which is called the Rescue, because I like the challenge. All right, let's see. What do we have here? This could be some S. Okay, it could be. It can't be shorn or sworn. It could be scorn. SCORN. Now, I'm pretty sure about the S, the O, and the R, and the N. But could it be anything else? No, I'm 90% sure of that. Okay, good. And that C was really handy. We needed that C. The C wasn't used before. And now we know this word here is going to be SC something ON. So SC something ON. So it's going to be Scion. SCION. That's the only word it could be. And that's good because it gives us the I. Well, in this case, it eliminates the I. Well, we got a couple of these easy ones here. SOOTH. It's spelled out. Let's just grab it. Let's see if there's any other kind. Okay, this one on the upper left looks like it's going to be kind of easy. Because it starts with SU. Almost certainly ends with R. Oh, ends with ER. It has P in it, so it's super. So yeah, that was spelled out for us. No new information. This one here, though, U, and then there's maybe CH. Could be Gulch. G-U. I'm just going to guess Gulch. Because even if it's not, it gives us the G and the L. But I had a good feeling about it. All right, the G was not used anywhere, but the L is over here. But what could this be? This could be badly or madly. Could be a couple things, but I think it's going to be LY at the end. What else? Okay, what do we got? This one, and then this one. There's an A and an N. I'm going to guess something here. I'm going to guess amend. Even if it's wrong, and it could be amend, it gives us the M and the D, which we don't have, which we need. Okay, that's fine. We got an extra guess. This word here... Okay, now I know it can't be madly, but I think it's going to be badly. Right? What else could it be? I think it's going to be badly. Good. Oh, there's a lot of tension. A lot of frights. A lot of scares. That's not like that. All right. Here we have a word that ends in LY, has an A and an E. Oh, it has and an M. So it's going to be mealy. That actually fits. Mealy. M-E-A-L-Y. I think that's got to be it. All right. We're down to our last one. And we only have one guess, though. But we do know a lot about this word. All right. We know where the E and the D is. We know where the N is. Okay. The N is in position 2. So it's blank N-E-A-D. So it's blank N-E-A-D. It's Kneed. It's need with a K. Oh, I think that's the only thing that can go in front of there. Right? All right. That's called a win. It says you win right at the top. I only get about 60% of those, so it's always a kind of a fun. I always get a little bit of a joy out of it. There's a bunch of other these variations, the octurtles and the quirtles. Later in the day when I have some free time after work, whatever, I always do them. I kind of complete them, but I don't do them on the stream. We've already spent plenty of time doing the big brain games, but it is a regular segment, so it's to be expected. All right, there will be the short break where I am going to be moving things around, setting things up for Ken's Piano Lounge. Let me go into the music category, the live music category right now while I'm thinking about it. Music. Can I spell music? Let's see if it'll let me in there. Okay, I'm in the music category, but I'm going to take my break mid-roll so that I can get everything moved around. All right. Hello. We're back. Let me set this up here. About right there. Looks pretty good. Actually, a little higher up. There we go there. Meow. 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 Oh, get a little warm up here. Adjust something here a little bit. I was messing with my camera earlier. It's a little fucked up. All right. Do I know this one? That's better. To warm up. All right, so welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. What is the Piano Lounge? I mentioned before, it says list of songs. I'm gonna sing a song. Why not? I'm moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can, they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. If I had my little way, well, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I took a nap where the roots all twist. I squished a rotten peach in my fist, and I dreamed about you, woman. I put my finger down inside to make a little room for an ant to hide. Nature's candy in my hand, or cat or pie. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Peaches. That's about a boy and his favorite fruit. All right, let's move into the actual song. We'd like to say a little prayer here. This is the lounge piano act. I don't sing it. Let's say a little prayer for you. We'll do little Joe Jackson now. Ah, that Coke. Rivalry time. Ready for your girl from Ipanema? Oh yeah, a little Todd Rundgren here. Too far gone. I want to do just one victory. It goes like this. Next, we're going to move up to, I don't know. I guess a little Billy Joel. Distracted. Let's do this one. I like this one. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, Misty, why not? Gotta play it slow, though. here. Go ahead. Little Steely Dan lounge act. Check my mail real quick here. Take a second here. Already done. Huh. Okay. Oh, I check this here. Quick here. Second here. Update. Shipped. Tour center. Okay. All good. I'm going to play some more songs. What do we got next? Turnover. Oh, yeah. No, we've only just begun. Little Paul Williams. For the Carpenters. few things real quick. Hold on a second here. I don't know where this guy thinks I am. Oops. Got a delivery. I gotta check him real quick here. Hold on a second here. I don't know. Why would it be a Target? Did not have the address? Oof. All right. I'm gonna have to end early just to help this guy out with a. I'm gonna have to call the guy on the phone. Help delivery first time. I don't know. I guess he hasn't been to this address before. He says, "Are you at Target?" No, I'm not at Target. It's a house. That's a really pain to talk on these. Six minutes. Okay. 1:15 p.m. 1:20. All right. So I'm going to take a short break. I guess I get a couple more songs in there. All right. What? Oh, yeah. Suddenly Seymour? No, let's do this one here. Can You Read My Mind? Alrighty. I'm going to do Up, Up, and Away, and I'm going to end it for today. A lot more music next time. right. Well, that was fun. Hold on a second here. Back to face cam. That was a lot of fun. I had such a great time doing that. I gotta get back to work. Got a few things to do around the house where I can get settled in on my weekend activities. But sure, had a great time. Had such a good time. Here's the shocker. I had such a good time. I'm going to do the whole thing again tomorrow. It'll be very similar. I'll be flying around Microsoft Flight Simulator. Start around the same time. Go for the same amount of time. Do the big brain game. And the musical performance, which tomorrow will be Rocksmith bass. I'm going to take my beautiful new birthday bass from over there and play Rocksmith tunes along with, play my bass along with the Rocksmith tunes. It's pretty fun. I get to learn kind of, at least pretend I know how to play the bass. Anyway. So, I got plenty of Diet Coke left, but I'm going to do my little outro song. It goes like this. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Bye, have a great time. See you soon.